What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project XTalk Extra, your weekly podcast supplement. If you enjoyed these videos, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Uh, you can get your 5-star review read on the main podcast every week, so head on over if you want a shout out. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and I'm joined today by my partner in crime, Tom. How you doing?
Doing good, guys. Came off the long podcast. There was three of us. One of us left. We had to elbow drop him out of here. But
I think it comes down to commitment. You know, you and me here 99% of the weeks putting in the work, and then we got a bunch of slackers. You know, my car broke down.
oh man, someone slashed my
Oh,
tires. My house is on fire. I can't.
mm, God. Some people are dedicated to the craft, and other people are Amon and Garrett. But enough ragging on our co-hosts. Today we're going to go over some new Starfield details. Bethesda released a new video called Starfield to Settle Systems, which has provided us with new details about the game. The game will be set in the year 2330. 20 years prior to the game, two main factions called the United Colonies and Freestar Collective engaged in a bloody war. Since then, there is a unsettling peace. And we also learned that there will be mercenaries, pirates, religious zealots that'll pose dangers to you as you explore the solar system over here, which is apparently 50 light years away from where our current location in the Milky Way is on Earth here. Tom, did you watch the video? What did you think of what you saw?
Honestly, from what I saw, it was a little bit more of nothing. This trailer
Ooh, okay.
yeah, it didn't really get me excited for the game.
Ooh.
What I would have much rather had like a long blog post detailing like, we're getting this, that, this, and that. This trailer, it was more in line with like the trailer we talked about previously, the Suicide Squad trailer in the beginning of the last podcast, which I really didn't care about either.
Interesting. I had a different take. I actually found this video really intriguing and interesting to watch. Maybe it's just because I'm a lore nerd, but I really liked learning more about like the backstory. I'm like already like getting invested in this game. Like, oh, that sounds like really cool. I can't wait to like see, maybe I'll be able to join one of those factions. I assume you will be able to see like how those storylines progress, like depending on who you side with. I hope that we dive more into like what caused the war back then between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective. And I want to know like, why are there mercenaries? Why are there pirates? I just really love the lore of games like these. And like, so it reminded me a lot of Mass Effect, right? Like what they were saying is like, okay, I love Mass Effect lore. I love the Mass Effect universe. I love going into the codex and like reading things about it. Like, you're not a
So,
lore guy.
so all right, in Fallout and in Skyrim, I've read every fucking book, but in Mass Effect, I never bothered pulling up any codex because I didn't care as much.
Why not? What's not interesting you about Mass? Because for me, I don't care about Fallout and Skyrim. Like got a little into the lore, but like Mass Effect for me is a much more interesting universe to learn about.
So I think the difference between Mass Effect and like the Elder Scrolls kind of games like Fallout is that the storytelling in Mass Effect, it gives you a lot of information of what's going on. So you don't really have to too much go into these side activities to figure out what's going on to pique your interest. Where in Skyrim, the story is more of what you make it. They give you like a base story, but they never explain to you what the world actually is within the story itself. So it gives you a reason to go in there and read every article you read about every religion you read about as well. Who are the Talos people? Like why are the Nine Divines like this? So that aspect I know I would love in Starfield because I know it's gonna be the same kind of approach that
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda has stuck to for such a long time.
Yeah.
So I would probably do it then, but Mass Effect never really gave me a reason to, which I
Okay.
know this game will definitely do it.
Okay. That's interesting perspective. I just feel like I am more if I get sucked into a game and the universe and like the characters, I try to learn everything I can about it. I don't care if it's like super relevant or not, but like taking it back to Starfield, I can already tell that this is a game that like I'm going to think is really cool. I think the world is going to be awesome just from like just from knowing that it's a space game. Something about like exploring space has always appealed to me, and maybe it is my love of Mass Effect like seeping over. Like, oh man, like the fact that like I get to drive, hopefully if the leaks are real, like explore with a ship in space, like discover things for myself. And then you have the backstory that they explained here of like these two factions. Like I find it so interesting. I want to know, in my mind, I'm like, what faction will I choose? Like, which one will I think was on the wrong side of the conflict? Which one will I side with? How will that affect my relationships with like other NPCs? To me, that is like the most interesting part of an RPG.
Yeah. I mean, you remember when in Skyrim when you had to choose between sides in the Civil War?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be like that. They're both pieces of shit. Just pick just pick the least piece of shit one and go with them.
Well, in Skyrim, right? You could
Easy.
also choose to be a vampire or a werewolf, right? Is that one of them? Did
That
I?
was not that you can do that, but it's not part of the Civil War
No, yeah,
storyline.
no. I was just talking like in general. Like you can only
Yeah,
choose
yeah, yeah.
one. Vampires for life, by the way.
I didn't like vampires, but yeah, that's
All right. Yeah, no, I'm excited to learn more. I think that these little tidbit videos giving like drip feeding us things about the universe are interesting. I think that it hits more for me than a blog post does. I
that's
hope
it's
what?
fine with like the video, but like I want a blog post supplement at least. I love going through and reading every little bit about it because they're not going to be able to explain all that in like a quick little trailer. But that's how I get sucked in. I read everything about it and then I pick it apart.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure there'll be more Starfield content coming. We're still a year away, a year in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
God damn, that's such a long time. Remember when we thought this game was launching this year?
Yes, I remember. Yeah, yeah. Lots of leakers. Jeff Grubb at one point I think was saying this year, and now it's a whole year away. And
Jeff Grubb, you're not credible anymore. I'm sorry, taking that away.
he's hit or miss. He's hit or miss in general, I find. But yeah, no, Starfield. I wish it was this year. I mean, I don't know when we would have time to play it with Halo coming up, but I cannot
Yeah,
wait.
but we need an RPG this year, and that's why I really wish, because I figured a Valve maybe would have came out next year or something like that, and I need one RPG a year at least that I can sink my teeth into. And currently on Game Pass, there's none besides Starfield. Hopeful in the future.
Yeah, I think Starfield will be next year. I pray it doesn't slip into 2023. Like, please do not delay it. Starfield next November, and then Avowed the year after. I think will be a good recipe for success. And they're two different RPG. Like, Obsidian is clearly influenced by Bethesda and like the Skyrim for Avowed, but I think the fact that Starfield is so much different than what we've gotten from either Elder Scrolls or Fallout. It's a space epic. I think that will really lend itself to people not feeling fatigued if they get those RPGs back to back.
Yeah, it'll only be a benefit.
So that's all I got. I'm excited for Starfield. I can't wait to learn more. Make sure you go check out the video for yourself, guys. Like I said, it's called Starfield: The Settled Systems. Let us know what you thought of the video down below. And Tom, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Alpaca Tom.
And I've been the Muffin Mon. You can follow me over there. Go follow us at Project XTalk. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.